Welcome to mini Sport Kite Camp at the Washington State International Kite Festival in August of 2023. We headed down to Long Beach and we kind of sat in tandem with all the quadline flyers and everything else that was going on at the festival and hosted a handful of workshops and just general camp vibe, get everybody together. So one of the first workshops we had that kind of went throughout the whole weekend was this intro to dual line team flying with Michel Gagnon. He helped a whole bunch of people who either had never done dual line flying or had very little experience with dual line flying. He got them on the line, flying with others, and big shout out to him. Thank you so much for coming down and joining us at Sport Kite Camp. He not only brought his expertise, but he brought a full set of team kites and was happy to let everybody try flying them. It's likely we are going to see several new dual line teams showing up to events around the United States and maybe elsewhere after this event. So thank you, Michel. You really did help inspire and empower people to start their own dual line team. One of the premier fireside chats we had was this Respect the Craft MFR by Scott Weider, where he kind of delved into the whole idea about approaching your kite flying as a professional, regardless if you are actually a pro in performing, but you need to bring a presence to the stage and you need to bring a presence to your field. And it really resonated with all of us, and it was just such an amazing conversation to have. And ultimately, one of the biggest things that Scott tried to impart and tried to share with everybody is that one of the best ways to respect this thing that we do is to pass your knowledge on and teach others and be open to teaching others and open to other people's questions. So shortly after the workshop, we just all ran out on the beach and we were doing a lot of one-on-one. We're kind of working with one another and just, collaborating and having so much fun. So of course we had to all go out and fly for that afternoon. At the end of the day, we just had a chance to kind of get out there and fly for ourselves. The wind had dropped to a nice speed, and we also cooked up a batch of tacos on the beach in traditional Sport Kite Camp fashion. We want to gather with one another and share meals and share moments, share laughter, share everything that makes this community that we have. We share it there at the kite field, and we share it at Sport Kite Camp. Some of the people that came to Sport Kite Camp already knew one another, but there were a lot of new faces, and they were welcomed into the community. They were welcomed into this family. Everybody left the event just feeling like a part of something.
Yeah, Lindsay Wisdom.
Give me some wisdom.
It's difficult to give wisdom in such a short time in free spell. What kind of wisdom would you like?
How about performance wisdom? What's something a pro should do when they take the kite field? Or when they do a performance, or when they go play music or anything? Pray.
See, there's your answer right there. That's really good.
Pray.
Yeah.
All right.
Pray. pray that you can execute it and pray the crowd likes it.
All right.
And if all that comes together, it's a done deal.
It's done deal. All right. We were fortunate enough to have Carl Robertshaw come join us at Sport Kite Camp. He was the international flyer for the Washington State International Kite Festival, but he came and hung out with us and shared his insight that he has gained over the years about working with teams. So not only as a team of sport kite flyers, but also teams of performers, puppeteers, working with the Super Bowl, everything else. And I want to give a huge shout out and a big thank you to him for offering to share his insight with a whole bunch of new folks here at Sport Kite Camp. He even jumped on the line and did a little bit of impromptu team flying and team calling with folks that wanted to try their hand at team kite flying. So thank you so much, Carl. And he shared some great insight regarding finding your purpose and your why for flying sport kites.
So it's the thing of just think about what your why, your purpose is, as it were. So it's quite a hard question to ask yourself. But it takes, once you get there and you understand why you're doing what you do, and then you get to know what you know, that's really amazing. So yeah, there's
One of the other fireside chats we had was Spatial Awareness with Spence Watson, where he delved into how you could get the most out of not only your flying space, but out of yourself. So it was being aware of what is around you, the kite field that is around you, being aware of your body and your own capabilities. And a lot of this kind of delved into some basic etiquette regarding how you approach the kite field, what you're doing on the field and making space for others. But it also touched a little bit on the awareness of your body in that space and how you can kind of push the boundaries, what you can play with, obstacles you can look out for, and how you can judge the space that you're flying in, even when conditions change.
Whatever you're trying to play with, shadows are wonderful. Or if it's really, sun's coming straight down, whatever, then you can start in low and then gauge your depth, right? That's often when someone puts out their hand, then I come in, see if I'm in front or behind their hand with my wingtip, and then start adjusting. So come in and then creep to it, right? But doing it slowly like that, right? So that's kind of about gauging depth. Next bit is about obstacles, right? Always being aware, one, of your depth and where your kite is, but if you are deep inside something and there's things going on, be aware of what's in there. Be aware of kite lines. You can see the kites there, know where those lines are at and where the depth of those are.
And lastly, we had Putting Moves to Music with Paul Bakker, where he spoke about getting the most out of the music that you may be flying to, whether it's for a performance, a demo, or even competition. It is helpful to have a good understanding of the music that you are working with. And you don't have to be a super experienced flyer, you just have to understand your music. And it did help that we had some musicians on hand, such as Ron Gibeon, who shared his insight from a musician's standpoint on performing and connecting with the music and connecting with the audience that you may have. There was a lot of feedback, and this was kind of a roundtable discussion with everybody involved, sharing their insight about musical choreography.
Picking the music, I look for, beginning, middle, end, right? But I look for what I call grips. And my metaphor to this is climbing a rock wall. And if I climb a rock wall, I like grips, big as I can. So I can hang on to them and climb myself up like a ladder. If those grips get smaller and fewer and farther between, I'm like stretching, I'm not gonna make it, I'm gonna fall down. So I want all the grips in the music that I can find without it being, here's the weird balance, without it being too many, without it being too much for my current skill set. So I can do different things, I can show different things.
And, of course, we ended the night with a group dinner. We made jambalaya on the beach. Here we had a whole bunch of friends helping us cook this up. We made just an amazing amount of food for everybody that was there. It was absolutely wonderful. And it just is one of those other elements of Sport Kite Camp, is the shared meals and enjoying these moments with one another. These are the moments that really connect us. These are the moments that make us a Sport Kite family. So thank you to everyone who took the time to come out to Sport Kite Camp while attending the Washington State International Kite Festival. I know this was a little bit of a different one where we tagged along with the festival, but we are looking forward to doing more of these in the near future, so stay tuned.